Hi, fifth graders. It's Mrs. Foy. Gosh, I miss you guys. I am going to start reading a book, a chapter a day, just for you guys. And this is the book that I would be reading if we were at school together, and I wanted to make sure I read it with you. It kind of connects a little bit with the book that we read, The Key to Extraordinary, in some ways. So we'll talk about how you think it connects at the end. And it's also by the author that I've talked to you a little bit about, that Lydia really liked when she was in elementary school, Wendy Mass. And so she has written Every Solar Star, The Mango-Shaped Space, and some other books I think that I've pointed out. Don't read this one on your own because I want to share it with you. So try to hold off and just listen to it with me. And there is actually a movie on this one. And I know that you're probably doing a lot of movie watching right now, but I really would ask you not to watch this one yet. Not until we have finished reading it, because the book has a lot of details in it that the movie doesn't have. And I want you to be able to imagine the characters yourself and not already have in your head what you've seen in the movie. Okay, so this is called Jeremy Fink and the Meaning of Life. And today I am wearing my Michigan State jersey. We're doing Spirit Week at our house. And each day, yesterday we did a Disney day. Today we're doing Jersey Day. So we're kind of just something to look forward to. It would be a fun idea if you want to try it at home. We're having a dress-up day every day. And if we all 100% participate, then we get Friday flex on the end of at the end of the week on Friday, and we're going to do a little fun movie and snack time. So just trying to, mix it up a little bit. So here is Jeremy Fink and the Meaning of Life. July 22nd. My sweat smells like peanut butter. Since I'm such a picky eater, my mother feeds me peanut butter sandwiches at every meal, including breakfast and midnight snacks. I have a lot of midnight snacks because I like to be awake when the rest of the world is asleep, except for the people in other time zones who might still be awake, but you couldn't prove it by me. So now when I sweat, it smells like peanut butter instead of BO, which I don't think is such a bad thing. I'd rather smell like a school cafeteria than a school gym. Right now, my best friend, Lizzie, is sitting next to me, holding her nose. Not because of the peanut butter, which doesn't bother her anymore. The offending odor belongs to that special combination of soggy marshland and rotting fish that Moseley Lake in northwest New Jersey is famous for. It is the middle of a long, hot summer, and I, Jeremy Fink, a kid born and bred, am sitting on a big rock in the middle of the lake, which, while certainly smelly, is also very serene. The sky is a clear blue, a light breeze blows from the west, and a pale green water slashes around the side of the rickety old rowboat that brought us here. On my lap, I'm balancing a smooth box made of light-colored wood, about the size of a toaster. The box has the words, "The Meaning of Life," engraved across the top. Underneath, in smaller letters, it says, "For Jeremy Fink, to open on his 13th birthday." Today is my 13th birthday. I never would have guessed, when I was given this box a month ago, that those instructions would be so impossible to follow. Lizzie keeps poking me in the arm, urging me to hurry up and do what we've come here to do. Yes, my best friend is a girl, and no, I don't secretly have a crush on her. Lizzie and her dad moved to the apartment next door when she and I were 1 year old. Her mother had left the family and moved to one of the Dakotas with some guy who worked on a cattle ranch, which explains why Lizzie became a vegetarian as soon as she was old enough to realize what a cattle ranch was. So Lizzie stayed with us during the day while her father went to work at the post office. My mom used to change our diapers right next to each other, and you just can't get romantic with someone after that. Also, Lizzie is a notorious troublemaker. She has a lot of opinions, usually negative. For example, she thinks my collection of mutant candy is gross. I think she's just jealous because she didn't think of it first. Some of the best are a square, good and plenty, a candy corn with an extra layer of white, and my pride and joy, a peanut M&M the size of my pinky finger. I bet I could get a fortune for that one day on eBay. Our journey to this rock started a long time ago, before I was even born. If my father had been allowed to spend his 13th birthday playing Little League with his friends instead of being dragged by his parents to Atlantic City, I wouldn't be sitting here, and the box wouldn't exist. Whoever would have imagined those two events would be linked? All those years ago, while my grandfather was in a shop buying saltwater taffy, my father wandered down to the boardwalk and wound up in front of an old palm reader. She picked up his clammy hand and held it up to her face. Then she let his arm fall onto the velvet cover table and said, "You will die when you are 40 years old." My grandmother arrived just in time to hear the fortune teller's declaration, and she yanked my dad away, refusing to pay. Whenever my dad told the story, he laughed. So we laughed too. It turned out that the fortune teller's prediction was wrong. My dad didn't die when he was 40. He was only 39. I had just turned 8. My dad must have taken the prophecy more seriously than he let on, because he prepared for his death, and this box proves it. "What are you waiting for?" Lizzie yelled into my ear. Lizzie has her own way of talking. Usually, she shouts. This is partly because her father is deaf in one ear from going to too many rock concerts when he was young, and partly because she is on the shortish side, and she overcompensates. I don't answer, and she sighs. Even her sighs are loud. The edge of the box are digging into my bare legs, so I move it to the towel that Lizzie has spread out on the rock between us. This box has come to symbolize all my hopes, all my failures. Before I do anything else, I need to go back over everything that's happened this summer. The big mistake, the old man, the book, the lamp, the telescope, and this box, which started it all. And that's the end of the preface. Chapter 1 is called The Box, and that starts on June 22nd. So the preface was on July 22nd. So we started with, a month forward, and now kind of the whole rest of the book until the end actually takes place from June 22nd, where chapter 1 starts, until July 22nd. So the whole month takes place the whole book, takes place in about a month. And this beginning part will make a lot more sense to you once we've read the rest of the book. So 2 words right now, 2-word response. Think in your head just so far. I know you don't know a lot. You know a little bit about Jeremy Fink. You know a little bit about his friend Lizzie. What are 2 words that you would use as a response? And I'll have you comment on those in Google Classroom where this link is, okay? All right, you guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to read this with you. Next time I'll read chapter 1. I missed you.